By dawn, the wolf whose leg had been mangled by a steel trap was standing as if the wound had never existed. Anna stared at the clean, unbroken fur where torn flesh should have been, unable to make sense of what she was seeing. Then the enormous silver wolf beside it looked directly into her eyes and slowly bowed his head. These were no ordinary wolves, but Anna still had no idea what they truly were, or why they had chosen her door in the middle of a deadly blizzard. Chapter 1. The blizzard howled around Anna's isolated cabin like something alive, shaking the windows in their frames while snow hammered the glass in violent bursts. The forecast had promised clear skies, but Anna had learned not to trust promises lately. She placed another log on the fire and watched the flames seize it, grateful for the solid walls her grandfather had built in this remote corner of the mountains. Then she wrapped both hands around her steaming mug and tried to enjoy the quiet. A strange sound cut through the storm. Anna tilted her head. That wasn't the wind. It wasn't timber settling either. She listened harder. The mountains could play tricks on a person who had been alone too long. Wind sometimes sounded like distant voices. Branches dragging across a window could resemble fingernails. After weeks in solitude, the human mind could turn ordinary noises into ghosts. Anna took another drink of tea. She still didn't regret leaving everything behind. Her fiancé, her career, the city. Some people had called what she did a breakdown. Anna called it survival. Scratch, scratch, scratch. She stared toward the front door. Another gust rattled the cabin. Then came something that might have been a howl. Anna told herself it was only the wind twisting around the corners of the house. She set her mug down. The dark liquid trembled. For nearly 30 seconds she sat completely still. Nothing. Only the storm. Anna released the breath she had been holding. Of course, her nerves were exhausted. That was all. Scratch. This time the sound was louder. And then came a whine. A real one. Anna's heart began pounding. She rose slowly and looked toward the rifle mounted above the fireplace, her grandfather's last gift to her. She took it down, checked the safety, and moved toward the window. It's probably a branch, she whispered. She didn't believe herself. Maybe a raccoon, a fox looking for shelter. But foxes didn't howl like that. Anna edged toward the frost-rimmed glass and looked outside. Her heart seemed to stop. 2 wolves were huddled against her front door. The smaller one lay collapsed in the snow. Blood stained the white beneath one of its legs in bright crimson streaks. Beside it stood an enormous silver-gray wolf. It pawed desperately at Anna's door. Then its amber eyes found hers through the window. Anna stumbled backward. Every wilderness safety lesson she had ever taken came rushing back at once. Wild predators were not pets. Never approach them. Never assume they were harmless. Never let down your guard. The silver wolf made another low, mournful whine. Then it turned toward the injured animal and nudged its muzzle with an almost unbearable gentleness. They'll find somewhere else, Anna whispered, tightening her grip on the rifle. They're wolves. They survive winters without people. The smaller wolf didn't move. Its breath appeared in shallow white clouds, each one weaker than the last. Outside, the temperature had fallen dangerously below 0. Even a healthy animal could die in conditions like these. An injured one had almost no chance. The silver wolf turned toward Anna again. Something in its gaze stopped her. There was no aggression there. No empty stare of a wild predator. There was intelligence. Impossible intelligence. And beneath it was something Anna could only describe as desperation. The wolf lifted its head and howled. The sound carried pain, purpose, almost grief. This is insane, Anna whispered, lowering the rifle slightly. They were wild animals, apex predators. She knew exactly what they could do to a human being. The smaller wolf suddenly convulsed. Ice crystals had begun forming along its muzzle. Anna stared at it. Then she started toward the door. 1 step. 2. 3. Every sensible part of her mind screamed at her to stop, She could already imagine the headlines. Woman mauled after letting wild wolves into isolated cabin. Her fingers reached the metal latch. She hesitated. Her hand was shaking so badly that she nearly lost her grip. Through the door, she could hear the larger wolf panting only inches away. Anna closed her eyes. A memory rose uninvited. No one helped me when I needed it. No one opened a door for me. She inhaled deeply. Just breathe and be. Her grandfather's words. Anna opened her eyes. The latch clicked. The sound seemed impossibly loud. She pulled the door open an inch, then another. Brutal wind slashed across her face, stealing her breath and driving needles of cold into her exposed skin. The silver wolf went completely still. Its amber eyes locked on hers. Its massive body was poised between retreat and hope. Anna knew the animal could tear out her throat before she had time to react. For one long moment, woman and wolf simply watched each other across a divide that had existed for thousands of years. Then Anna stepped aside. She opened the door wider. Logical or not, she had made her choice. Rifle half raised in her trembling hands, Anna stepped onto the porch. Both wolves froze. The silver wolf never looked away from her. The smaller animal whimpered. Just breathe and be, Anna whispered to herself again. Just breathe. Her grandfather had always said that. Unfortunately, he had also told her never to corner a wild animal and never, under any circumstances, to approach one. Yet Anna now stood only a few feet from two wolves, with nothing except a rifle she desperately hoped she wouldn't have to use. Then she saw the smaller wolf's leg properly. Her stomach turned. Blood had transformed the snow beneath it into pink slush, and buried in the torn flesh was the raw metal of a poacher's trap. Don't move, Anna said instinctively. The absurdity of giving instructions to wolves struck her immediately. I'm going to help you. The silver wolf tilted its head, almost as if it understood. Anna nearly backed away. Wild wolves didn't listen to people. They didn't arrive at cabins asking for help. And they certainly didn't bring their wounded companions to human doorsteps. Moving very slowly, Anna leaned the rifle against the cabin wall. It remained close enough to reach if something went wrong, but placing it down still felt like an act of trust. She went inside and gathered blankets, her first aid kit, and the leftover venison stew from dinner. When she returned, neither wolf had moved. The silver wolf watched everything she did. I'm making a shelter for you, Anna explained. Then I'll look at that leg. She arranged blankets in a protected corner of the porch and shifted part of her firewood stack to block the wind. Then she placed a bowl of stew nearby and retreated several steps. The silver wolf looked at the food, then at Anna, then at the injured wolf. The meaning seemed unmistakable. Your friend first, Anna said, pointing toward the blankets. The food will still be there. The silver wolf hesitated. Then it gently nudged its injured companion. The smaller animal struggled upright and limped toward the shelter, leaving tiny drops of blood behind. Anna watched in astonishment as the larger wolf guided it carefully onto the blankets. Once the injured wolf lay down, the silver one moved back between Anna and its companion, protective, but not hostile. That trap has to come off, Anna murmured. If infection hasn't started already, it will. The storm strengthened. Snow whipped sideways across the porch. The temperature kept falling. Anna knew what that meant. If she left them outside all night, they could both die. She crouched near the injured wolf. I need to help you. The silver wolf remained still. Anna moved closer. Up close, the wound looked worse than she had imagined. The trap had nearly cut through the tendons, and the leg was swollen to twice its normal size. You need to come inside, she said. Both wolves looked at her. Both of you. The silver wolf's ears lifted. Anna's entire body was trembling now, and not only from the cold. Every lesson in wilderness survival told her this was madness. Wolves were predators. Wolves belonged outside. Wolves did not belong in living rooms. But these wolves had come to her. This storm is getting worse, Anna said. You'll die out here." The silver wolf looked toward the sky, then back at her. It nudged the injured animal. Anna retreated toward the open door. "Come on," she urged. "Please." Nothing happened. The silver wolf stared at her for several heartbeats. Then, with extraordinary care, it helped the smaller wolf rise and guided it toward the cabin. At the threshold, the enormous animal stopped. Its head reached nearly to Anna's waist. At this distance, she could see the power beneath its coat and the terrifying sharpness of its teeth. One bite could sever an artery. One lunge could knock her helplessly to the floor. For a moment, Anna wondered whether she was inviting her own death inside. Then the wolf looked up. Their eyes met. Something silent passed between them. Something Anna could not explain. "I must be insane," she whispered. The silver wolf stepped across the threshold. The injured wolf followed. Suddenly Anna's cabin felt much smaller. Melting snow sparkled on the animals' coats beneath the warm interior light. Anna closed the door. She was now sealed inside with 2 wild predators. She swallowed hard. Chapter 2. The wolves stood motionless in Anna's living room, while water dripped from their fur onto the wooden floor. The smaller wolf collapsed almost immediately. The silver wolf remained standing, watching her. Those amber eyes made Anna instinctively step backward until her legs touched the couch. Her hand moved toward the rifle. Then she remembered. The rifle was outside. "Wonderful," she muttered. "I invited 2 wild predators into my house and left my weapon on the porch. Every exit required her to pass them. The bathroom had a lock. So did the bedroom. If they attacked, maybe she could reach one. Just breathe and be." The silver wolf sniffed the air. Then, slowly, it lowered itself to the floor and placed its head on its paws. The posture looked deliberately harmless. Anna frowned. "Stop it," she told herself. "They are not communicating with you. They're wild animals." Still, the silver wolf never stopped watching her. Something extraordinary was happening. She just didn't know what. The injured animal whimpered. Anna looked down and saw blood spreading across her rug. "You need food," she said, "and I need to get that trap off." Keeping the silver wolf in sight, Anna edged sideways toward the kitchen. She poured the remaining venison stew into a large bowl and placed it on the floor halfway between them. "Here, eat." The silver wolf's ears lifted at the smell. He hesitated. Then he approached the bowl and began eating. After several bites, he stopped. He looked toward the injured wolf and made a quiet sound. The smaller wolf attempted to rise but failed. The silver wolf returned to her, nudged her gently, then looked at Anna. The plea in his expression was unmistakable. "Right," Anna whispered. To her surprise, tears stung her eyes. "Your friend first." She filled another bowl and carried it closer to the injured wolf. The smaller animal ate weakly while the silver one remained nearby, watchful. The scene was almost absurdly domestic. 2 wolves beside her fireplace. Bowls of stew on the floor. And that vicious steel trap glinting in the firelight. A reminder of human cruelty. Anna knew something about human cruelty. She wouldn't be living alone in her grandfather's mountain cabin if she didn't. The memory came suddenly. A crowded train. 3 men. Whispered threats. Hands where they had no right to be. Passengers who had seen what was happening and chosen not to see. Anna had escaped only after pulling the emergency brake. Sometimes, though, part of her still felt trapped inside that train. The injured wolf whimpered again. Anna forced herself back into the present. That trap had to come off. She took a step forward. Just breathe and be. Approaching an injured predator was dangerous. Pain could make any animal lash out. Anna was afraid. But fear could also stop people from doing what was right. No one had helped her when she needed it. I won't be that person. She picked up her first aid kit. The silver wolf tensed as she approached. Anna knelt several feet from the injured animal and held up her tools. I need to help her, she explained. If this stays on, it could kill her. To Anna's astonishment, the silver wolf shifted aside. He gave her access. Anna stared at him. Then she focused on the trap. It was designed cruelly, meant to hold an animal alive until whoever had set it returned. The smaller wolf whined when Anna touched the metal. I'll be careful, she promised. It's going to hurt, but afterward it'll be better. She positioned the cutters. The spring mechanism snapped. Pressure released. The wolf yelped. Anna nearly stopped. Then a low rumbling sound came from the silver wolf. It wasn't a threat. Somehow it seemed to calm both Anna and the injured animal. She continued. Piece by piece, she removed the trap. At last only the wound remained. It was deep and ugly. Anna cleaned it carefully, applied antibiotic ointment, then wrapped the damaged leg in fresh bandages. That's everything I can do. She sat back on her heels. She needs rest, and probably an actual veterinarian. Anna added more logs to the fire. Outside, the storm continued smashing against the cabin. Only until the weather clears, she told them. Then you have to go home. She settled into the armchair nearest the fire, determined to remain awake. She failed. The last thing she saw before falling asleep was the silver wolf curled protectively around his injured companion. Firelight reflected in both pairs of eyes. Anna dreamed about the train, men grabbing her, people watching, nobody helping. She woke with a violent jolt shortly before dawn. The room was cold. The fire had nearly died. For several confused seconds, Anna wondered whether the wolves had been part of the dream too. Then she saw them on the opposite side of the room. The silver wolf was awake, watching, and beside him stood the smaller wolf. Anna sat upright. The injured animal was standing easily on all four legs. No limp, no sign of pain. The discarded bandages lay on the floor. Anna stared at the leg. The terrible wound was gone, completely. There should have been torn flesh, swelling, blood. Instead, there was nothing. That's impossible. The smaller wolf cautiously approached. Anna could barely breathe. That wound healed overnight. How? The silver wolf rose and joined his companion. He met Anna's eyes, then slowly lowered his head in what looked unmistakably like a bow. A chill moved down Anna's spine. Whatever these creatures were, they were not ordinary wolves. Chapter 3. The blizzard trapped all three of them inside the cabin for 3 days. By the second morning, Anna no longer jumped whenever one of the wolves moved. She started talking to them while she worked. She explained photography, complained about the storm, told them stories about her old life. I used to be confident, she admitted one morning while sorting camera lenses. The silver wolf lay near the fire, ears turned toward her. Then one day I was on a train, and these men. Anna stopped. Emotion tightened her throat. She looked away. And I realized the world wasn't safe, I guess. A small, embarrassed laugh escaped her. Sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's not as though you understand. The wolf's steady gaze made her doubt her own words. Just breathe and be, right? The smaller wolf spent much of her time sleeping in patches of sunlight near the window. Anna began calling her Frost because of her pale fur, which sometimes seemed almost blue. The supposedly injured leg remained perfect. Anna eventually stopped trying to explain it. Some mysteries simply refused to fit inside logic. By the third day, they had developed routines. Anna cooked and saved portions for the wolves. The silver one, whom she had begun calling Silver, clearly preferred venison to chicken. In the evenings, Anna read aloud from her grandfather's old books. Silver listened, actually listened. Sometimes Anna would glance up and find those amber eyes fixed on her with such human awareness that she forgot to breathe. On the third night, she closed her book. You know something? Silver looked at her. I should be terrified that you're here. She smiled faintly. but this is the least alone I've felt in months." Silver rose. He crossed the room and sat beside her chair. Anna slowly reached toward him. Her hand hovered over his head. Silver remained perfectly still, waiting. Her fingertips touched his coat. His fur was softer than she expected. "Definitely insane," Anna whispered. She continued stroking him. That night, Anna slept on the couch. Silver lay on the floor beside her, close enough that she could hear his breathing. Frost curled warmly at her feet. On the fourth morning, sunlight flooded the cabin. The storm had ended. Outside, the entire world glittered beneath fresh snow. Anna opened the door. Cold air burned her lungs. Silver and Frost crowded behind her, suddenly alert. Their bodies seemed charged with new energy. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Anna stepped onto the porch. The wolves passed her and moved into snow so deep it reached their chests. Frost bounded through it, sending powder into the air. Then she stopped. She looked back. Silver stayed near the porch, watching Anna. A painful tightness formed in Anna's chest. She knew what this meant. "It's time for you to go home," she said quietly. "Back to your pack." Silver didn't move. His gaze held hers. During those strange days together, something had formed between them. Anna didn't know what to call it. Frost looked toward the forest. She gave a soft yip. Invitation, encouragement, maybe both. "It's okay," Anna said, her voice catching. "Go." She motioned toward the trees. "Go home." Frost trotted several yards away and stopped again. At last, Silver followed. He moved powerfully through the deep snow. At the edge of the forest, he stopped. Turned. His amber eyes found Anna across the clearing. Then he disappeared into the trees after Frost. Anna stayed on the porch long after both wolves had vanished. She stood there until her fingers went numb. Chapter 4. 3 days passed. The cabin had never seemed so silent. Anna still caught herself listening for claws clicking across the wooden floor. Sometimes she turned to make a comment before remembering no one was there to hear it. "Pathetic," she muttered. She adjusted her camera and tried to photograph a cardinal perched against the snow. 3 days with wild animals, and suddenly you can't stand being alone. She took the picture. Checked it. Deleted it. Wrong light. Wrong angle. Wrong everything. Before Silver and Frost arrived, solitude had felt like freedom, protection. Now it felt like absence. Anna set down her camera and stared through the window. Animal tracks crossed the snow between the cabin and the trees. Her eyes automatically searched for silver fur. "They're not coming back." She forced herself to look away. Just breathe and move on. They had probably forgotten her already. That thought hurt more than it should have. By twilight, Anna stood on the porch holding a mug of tea and watching stars appear above the mountains. The cold bit into her lungs. She welcomed it. At least it was something she could feel. Then movement at the tree line caught her attention. A shadow separated from the others. Anna's heart jumped. Silver stood at the edge of the forest, completely still. His amber eyes were fixed on her. "Silver." His ears lifted at the sound of her voice. Anna carefully placed her mug down. She was afraid that moving too quickly might break whatever spell had brought him back. He didn't run. "You came back." Chapter 5. The telephone rang the next morning while Anna was washing dishes. The harsh sound echoed through the cabin. She stared at the old rotary phone mounted on the kitchen wall. She couldn't avoid her family forever. Anna dried her hands and lifted the receiver. "Hello?" "Anna." Finally. Her mother's voice crackled through the line. "Your father and I were starting to worry." "You don't need to. I'm fine." Anna stretched the coiled cord far enough to see through the window. Fresh snow covered the clearing. Silver wasn't there that morning, although he had remained on the porch until after midnight the night before. "Being fine and being well aren't always the same thing, sweetheart." Her mother hesitated. It's been almost 7 months. 7 months. Anna's mind instantly returned to the train. 3 men following her through the cars. 1 blocking her path. 2 cutting off her retreat. Their filthy words. Hands gripping her coat. Anna? Her mother's voice sounded far away. Anna wasn't in the cabin anymore. She was looking through a train door, making desperate eye contact with strangers, watching every single one look away. 1 woman had even gotten up and moved to another car. Anna, are you there? Anna blinked. Yeah, I'm here. Your father wants to speak to you. The receiver rustled. Hi, kiddo. Her father sounded deliberately casual. How's the photography? It's fine. Good. The gallery called again. They're still holding a place for you in the spring exhibition. Anna wound the phone cord around 1 finger. The walls of her old life seemed to be closing around her. I'm not coming back, Dad. He was silent. Not coming back ever, or not yet? I don't know. Honey, you can't stay hidden in the mountains forever. I'm not hiding. Then what would you call living alone in your grandfather's hunting cabin? That isn't a life, Anna. Again she remembered the train, pulling the emergency brake, alarms exploding around her, escaping onto an unfamiliar platform, feeding coins into a payphone with trembling hands so she could call her parents. They had never forced her to describe everything. Maybe they had been afraid to hear it. Her father continued carefully. You know I've always respected your independence, but shutting yourself away from everyone isn't healthy. Everyone? Anna laughed bitterly. You mean the world where I screamed for help while 3 men put their hands on me and an entire train car suddenly became fascinated with the floor? Silence. That's the world you want me to return to. Not everyone is like those people, Anna. She remembered the detective afterward. His bored expression. His explanation of how difficult charges would be. Everyone had seemed desperate to move forward, to behave as if nothing had happened. The world isn't as cold as you think, her father said. It was cold enough when it mattered. Anna wiped tears from her face. Nobody helped me. Nobody even tried. Her father's breathing trembled through the phone. So you've decided you'll live alone because you can't trust anyone? Anna turned toward the window. Out here, I don't expect anything from anybody. And you plan to spend your entire life alone? No friends? No community? Nothing except snow and trees? Something moved beyond the glass. Anna's heart leaped. Silver emerged from the forest. He walked through the snow with his head high, amber eyes fixed on the cabin, as if he knew exactly where Anna stood. She smiled before she could stop herself. Maybe I'm not completely alone. What does that mean? Her father asked. Is someone there? Silver stopped in the center of the clearing and sat regally in the snow, waiting. Let's just say I made a friend. Anna unwound the cord. I have to go, Dad. I'll call soon, I promise. She hung up before he could answer. Chapter 6. A pattern began. Every 2 or 3 days, Silver appeared near the forest around mid-afternoon. Sometimes he stayed only an hour. Sometimes he remained until darkness covered the clearing, but he always returned. By the 2nd week, Anna had started arranging her day around his visits. She saved the best pieces of meat, kept the camera nearby, started glancing toward the forest as 3 o'clock approached. This is ridiculous, she muttered one afternoon. He's a wolf, not a dinner guest. At 3:17, Silver stepped from the trees. Anna's heart lifted with something dangerously close to joy. This time she carried her camera outside. Silver no longer flinched when she moved. He sat in the snow about 20 feet from the porch while Anna adjusted her lens. Stay right there. The light is perfect. She looked through the viewfinder. Silver's coat glowed under the winter sun. For several minutes, Anna forgot everything except composition, light, and movement. You're beautiful, she murmured while checking the images. Silver tilted his head. Anna looked up. Again she saw that strange intelligence. Do you understand me? Silver blinked slowly. The gesture felt deliberate. A shiver passed through her. The days settled into rhythm. Anna photographed the mountains in the mornings. Silver visited in the afternoons. At night she edited pictures or read beside the fire. Gradually she stopped reacting to every noise. She stopped sleeping with the rifle beside her bed. The permanent knot of fear in her chest began loosening. On Silver's 10th visit, he brought her something. A perfect pine cone rested on the bottom porch step. Anna crouched beside it. "Did you bring this to me?" Silver watched her closely. She picked it up. "Thank you." That night, she placed the pine cone on her bedside table. She touched it occasionally, almost needing reassurance that it really existed. The following day, heavy snow returned. Anna assumed Silver would stay in the forest. He didn't. At almost exactly his usual time, he appeared through the storm. Ice clung to his fur as he forced his way through chest-deep drifts. "You came." Anna smiled. "In this?" She wore her grandfather's heavy coat and watched Silver struggle toward the porch. Something about his determination affected her deeply. "You're freezing. Come up here, out of the wind." Silver climbed the steps. Anna stared at him. Then he settled beside her chair. This close, she could see individual crystals of ice caught in his coat. She could hear every slow breath. Anna extended her hand. Silver watched. Her fingertips touched his fur. Neither moved. Then Silver leaned into her palm. Anna continued stroking him. His eyes drifted halfway closed. They remained together for nearly an hour, Anna in her grandmother's rocking chair, and Silver beside her, both watching snow fall over the mountains. "I never thought I would trust anything again," Anna said quietly. Silver's ear shifted toward her. "Not after the train." She swallowed. "I thought being alone was safer. If I didn't depend on anyone, I couldn't be disappointed." Her voice cracked. "But then you appeared." December became January. The cold intensified. Anna stacked more firewood and stored more food. Silver's visits continued. She talked to him about everything. Her work, her fears, the memories she had never told another person. He listened with a presence that made her feel genuinely heard. "Is this crazy?" she asked one evening while running her hand through his fur. "Telling a wolf things I've never told anyone?" Maybe it was. But the panic attacks stopped. Her constant fear began to fade. For the first time in months, Anna slept peacefully. Chapter 7. The moose appeared through the morning mist like a ghost. Anna froze. Her camera was halfway to her eye. Golden sunlight outlined the animal's enormous body as it grazed among the frozen undergrowth. This was the photograph she had been waiting weeks to capture. Wild. Elemental. Perfect. Anna slowly lifted her camera. Her fingers were numb with cold as she adjusted the focus. The shutter clicked. The moose flicked one ear but kept feeding. Anna took several more frames. Then she began moving carefully around it, searching for a better angle. The light was changing fast. If she could get just a little closer, she could frame the moose against the snow-covered spruce trees. Over the past few weeks, the forest had become her sanctuary. Silver's visits had somehow given Anna the confidence to explore farther from the cabin. She was beginning to trust herself again. Then the moose suddenly lifted its head. Its nostrils flared. Before Anna could react, the enormous animal crashed through the brush and disappeared. Damn. She lowered the camera. Something had frightened it. Maybe the wind had shifted and carried Anna's scent. A twig snapped behind her. Anna froze. 20 yards away stood a massive brown bear. It rose onto its hind legs. Morning sunlight illuminated tawny fur and enormous shoulders. Then it dropped to all fours and sniffed the air. Anna's heartbeat slammed against her ribs. The bear was huge, at least 7 feet when standing. Thick muscle moved beneath its winter coat. Don't run. Don't scream. Make yourself appear large. Back away slowly. The wilderness course returned to her like a distant recording. Hey, bear. Anna raised her arms. Easy. I'm leaving. The bear stared directly at her. Then it stepped forward. A soft whimper came from behind a fallen log. Anna looked. A cub emerged. Her stomach dropped. She was between a mother bear and her baby. I'm backing away, Anna whispered. I'm not a threat. She moved one step. The bear huffed. The sound vibrated through Anna's body. She continued retreating slowly. The bear followed. 10 yards. Its head lowered. Anna knew. It was going to charge. Please. Her heel caught on a root. Anna stumbled. The bear surged forward. Anna ran. Branches cut across her face. Her boots slipped over patches of ice. Behind her came the thunder of paws. Heavy breathing. A fallen log appeared ahead. Anna tried to jump. Too late. Her foot struck the wood. She crashed into the ground. Pain exploded through her ankle. She tried to rise. Couldn't. Anna crawled. Her elbows dug into frozen earth as she dragged herself through the snow. A shadow covered her. She rolled onto her back. The bear towered above her. Its breath steamed in the freezing air. Its growl vibrated through her teeth. Help! Anna screamed, the same word she had screamed on the train. The same desperate plea she had made while looking into the eyes of strangers who refused to act. No one answered. The bear rose again. Muscle. Fury. Claws. Anna stared upward. After months of healing, after Silver had begun teaching her how to trust again, she was still alone when it mattered most. The bear dropped onto all fours. One paw lifted. Anna knew what was coming. No one was coming to save her. Chapter 8. Time seemed to slow. Anna stared into the bear's furious eyes. So this was how she would die. Not in the city she had fled. Not years from now. Here, in the wilderness she had chosen as refuge. She had escaped human predators only to face one created by nature. The bear's breath clouded the air. Its claws extended. Anna's ankle was useless. Her entire body shook. The muscles in the bear's shoulder tightened. Anna closed her eyes. Then a snarl ripped through the clearing. Her eyes flew open. A silver blur launched through the air. Silver landed between Anna and the bear. His fur stood along his spine. His teeth were exposed. Anna had never seen him look so terrifying. He planted himself over her body and faced the bear. Silver, no. Fear for him overwhelmed her fear for herself. Run! He didn't. Silver lunged. He snapped at the bear's face and immediately drew its attention. The bear roared and swung one massive paw. Silver dodged. He darted forward, bit the bear's leg, then jumped back. The bear spun with shocking speed. For a moment Anna felt hope. Silver was faster. If he could keep moving. The bear fainted. Silver reacted half a second too late. The paw struck him. The force threw Silver across the clearing. He slammed into a tree. The impact made a terrible sound. Silver fell into the snow. Silver! Anna screamed. The bear turned toward her again. But Anna barely noticed. All she could see was Silver, motionless, bleeding, red spreading beneath his body. Something inside Anna broke. She dragged herself through the snow. Pain tore through her ankle. She ignored it. The bear huffed behind her. Anna kept moving. Silver tried to rise when she reached him. His legs trembled. Blood soaked his coat. His amber eyes found hers. Pain clouded them. But that impossible intelligence remained. The bear approached. Anna threw herself over Silver. She covered his body with her own. She would not leave him. She would not become one more creature that turned away when someone needed help. I've got you. Anna pressed herself against his fur. I'm not leaving. She waited for the bear's attack. It never came. A howl echoed through the forest. Then another. Then another. Anna lifted her head. Frost stepped from between the trees. Her pale coat looked ghostly against the snow. A huge, scarred black wolf appeared behind her. Then 2 gray wolves, then more. 6 wolves formed a half circle around Silver. Anna looked at Frost. Frost looked back. They weren't only protecting Silver. They were protecting Anna, too. The mother bear hesitated. It rose and roared. The black wolf answered with a growl so deep Anna felt it through the ground. The wolves began moving. Together. Circling. Flanking. Forcing the bear to turn constantly. Frost darted forward and slashed at one hind leg. She escaped before the bear could hit her. The gray wolves attacked from opposite sides. The black wolf remained near Anna and Silver. A guardian. The bear swung wildly. It missed again and again. Its cub cried behind the fallen log. At last, the mother bear roared and turned away. The wolves opened a path. The bear reached her cub and disappeared into the forest with it. Silence returned. Anna remained curled over Silver. He whimpered beneath her. The wolves gathered closer. Their bodies formed a wall around them. The black wolf stepped forward, smelled Silver's wound, then raised his eyes toward Anna. Once again, Anna saw intelligence that no wild animal should possess. "Please," she whispered. "He needs help." Frost nudged Anna's shoulder. The others settled around them, blocking the wind. Silver's breaths were shallow. Blood darkened the snow. Anna stroked his head. "Just breathe and be." Her voice shook. "Just breathe and live, please, for me." Her ankle throbbed violently. The cabin felt impossibly far away. She couldn't carry Silver. She couldn't abandon him. She didn't know what to do. Then the wolves began to howl. It wasn't a collection of random cries. Their voices formed a low, haunting harmony. There was rhythm in it. Purpose. The sound seemed to enter the ground beneath Anna and vibrate through her bones. Silver moved. His eyes opened. They found hers. Then the blood-matted silver fur began to glow. Anna froze. Light spread over Silver's body. "What?" She scrambled backward. The brightness intensified. The wolves continued howling. Moonlight seemed to gather around Silver. Anna raised an arm to shield her eyes. Her mind searched desperately for explanations. Trauma, blood loss, hypothermia, hallucination. But the light felt real. It pulsed like a heartbeat, a rhythm that seemed to match her own. The wolves howled louder. Then everything stopped. The light collapsed inward. A silent force burst outward. Anna was thrown back into the snow. Her vision blurred. The last thing she saw was Silver's body changing, lengthening, shifting, becoming something impossible. Chapter 9. Antiseptic. That was the first thing Anna noticed when she regained consciousness. The sharp hospital smell filled her nose. Her eyelids felt unbearably heavy. She forced them open. Fluorescent lights stabbed painfully into her skull. "She's waking up." Anna knew that voice. Her parents leaned over the bed. Both looked exhausted. Her father held her hand. "Anna?" Her mother's voice trembled. "Can you hear me?" Anna swallowed. Her throat felt raw. "Where am I?" "The hospital," her father said. "You've been here for 2 days." 2 days. You had a concussion, hypothermia, and a severe ankle sprain. Memories returned in fragments. The moose. The bear. Silver. Blood. Wolves surrounding her. Light. Something changing. The rangers said it looked like a bear attack, her mother explained carefully. "Is that what happened?" Anna tried to sit. Pain immediately forced her back. "I was photographing a moose. There was a mother bear with a cub. I ended up between them." That part she could explain. The rest? How could she describe wolves saving her? How could she describe Silver glowing? Changing into what? The memory slipped away whenever she reached for it. "You're lucky you survived," her father said. His voice was rough. "If that hiker hadn't found you." Anna's heart rate increased. The monitor began beeping faster. The wolves. Her parents looked at her. Did anyone find wolves? Her mother gently patted her hand. The doctor said confusion can happen after a concussion. I'm not confused. Anna struggled upright. There were wolves. A whole pack. One of them was hurt protecting me from the bear. Silver gray fur. Did anyone see him? Her parents exchanged a glance. Anna knew that look. They thought she was imagining things. He was bleeding, she continued. I need to know whether he survived. The doctors think you can leave tomorrow, her father said, clearly changing the subject. We booked flights to Seattle for the next day. Anna stared at him. What? Your mother and I think you should come home. I never agreed to that. Anna, her mother said, you can't return to that cabin after a bear attack. It isn't safe. Your things are already packed, her father added. Your mother went there yesterday. Anger swept through Anna. You went through my things? We were trying to help. You had no right. Someone knocked on the door. Anna turned. A man stood in the doorway. Tall, powerfully built. He wore ordinary jeans, a flannel shirt, and worn boots. But there was nothing ordinary about his presence. He carried himself with the quiet confidence of someone who never needed to demand attention because he naturally possessed it. Then Anna noticed his eyes. Amber, striking, familiar. The man froze when he saw her. He stared with an expression so raw Anna's breath caught. Wonder, longing, something else she couldn't name. Her mother smiled. Oh, Anna, this is Peter. He's the hiker who found you. Anna stared at him. He's been coming by every day to check on you, her mother added. Peter. The name meant nothing. Yet Anna felt as though she recognized him. Not consciously. Deeper than that. Like hearing a melody she had forgotten but somehow still knew. Thank you, Anna said, for finding me. Peter lowered his head once. The tiny gesture sent a shock of déjà vu through her. Anna stared harder. Could I speak to him alone? Her mother blinked. Honey, you need rest. We haven't finished discussing. Could you get me some water? I'll go, her father said. And something to eat, Anna added. Actually, could you both go? Just for a few minutes. Her father studied her face. He recognized the tone. Come on, he told his wife. Let's give them a minute. The door closed. Peter remained across the room. He didn't approach. Anna appreciated the distance. It allowed her to study him. Peter. Yes? I know this is going to sound strange. His expression barely changed. When you found me in the forest, did you see any wolves? Something flickered across his face. Wolves? Yes. There were several of them. Anna leaned forward. They were helping me. One was injured. Silver gray. He protected me from the bear. Her voice tightened. I need to know whether he's alive. Peter's expression softened. He moved closer to the bed. Only then did Anna notice the fresh scar near his collarbone. There was an injured wolf, he said carefully. Anna held her breath. He recovered. Peter looked directly into her eyes. He got back on his feet. He's fine. Relief hit Anna so strongly she had to close her eyes. You saw him? Yes. You're sure? I'm sure. The monitor beeped rapidly beside her. Peter reached out and gently touched her shoulder. Just breathe and be. Anna's eyes snapped open. What did you say? Peter immediately withdrew his hand. How do you know that? He hesitated. It's something my grandmother used to say. Anna stared. His head tilted slightly. That gesture, painfully familiar. Do I know you? The hospital door opened before Peter answered. Anna's parents returned carrying food and water. So, her mother began brightly, have you thought about coming home? Anna glanced at Peter. He had stepped away again. His face was carefully controlled, but there was sadness in his eyes. Almost resignation. Thank you, Peter said suddenly. Anna frowned. For what? For what you did. He extended his hand. Anna took it. His skin was unusually warm. His grip was strong but gentle. Peter squeezed once, then released her. I should go. He turned toward the door. Rest, Anna. Wait. But Peter was already gone. The door shut. Her mother immediately returned to the subject of Seattle. Anna barely heard her. She stared at the door. A strange emptiness expanded inside her. Something important had just walked away. Something she couldn't remember. Something she somehow felt she couldn't live without. Chapter 10. 2 days later, Anna limped to the edge of the cabin porch. Her ankle still hurt, but it was healing. A full moon hung above the clearing, bathing everything in silver light. Where are you? Anna searched the tree line. For 2 days she had sat on this porch pretending to photograph winter birds while looking for Silver. Her mother remained at the cabin with her, filling uncomfortable silences with stories about friends and people from Anna's old life. Anna barely listened. I'm not leaving until I know you're all right. Inside, her mother had finally fallen asleep. Anna stood alone beneath the moon. Something inside her finally gave way. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Silver. Her voice cracked. Please, I just need to know you're okay. Minutes passed. Anna lowered herself onto the porch steps and pulled her knees close. Her injured ankle protested. She ignored it. You were there when nobody else was. Her breath clouded before her. You showed me I could trust again. She stared toward the forest. Please, just let me see you one more time. A shadow moved. Anna stopped breathing. Silver stepped from the tree line. His familiar shape emerged into moonlight. He walked toward her through the deep snow with the same deliberate grace she had watched so many times before. His amber eyes never left her. You came back. Anna rose despite her ankle. Silver made a soft sound, almost a sigh. He watched her with an awareness that suddenly felt impossible to ignore. Anna studied him. Those eyes, that intelligence, all the strange moments. All the times he seemed to understand. You aren't just a wolf, are you? Silver's ears lifted. You understand me. He held her gaze. You always have. Silver tilted his head. Anna's heart began pounding. The gesture was unmistakable. Come inside. She glanced toward the cabin. Please. Anna opened the door. Silver hesitated, then followed. Her mother slept on the couch and didn't stir. Anna quietly led Silver toward her bedroom. He followed as though he understood exactly what she wanted. She closed the bedroom door. Moonlight spilled across the floor. Silver sat before her. The creature Anna trusted more than almost anyone now felt both deeply familiar and completely mysterious. You've been watching over me, she said. Coming back every few days when you could have gone anywhere. Silver's gaze remained fixed on her. Why? Anna swallowed. I need to know why. Nothing happened. Then Silver looked toward the window. Moonlight flooded through the glass. The air around his body began to shimmer. Anna froze. It looked like heat rising from pavement on a summer afternoon. Her heart pounded. But she wasn't afraid. The shimmer intensified. And then Silver disappeared. Anna gasped. A man knelt where the wolf had been. Tall, powerful, naked beneath the moonlight. Recognition hit her. Peter. Anna stumbled backward until the bed caught her legs. The man from the hospital looked up. Amber eyes met hers. Silver's eyes. The same eyes that had watched her through storms. The same eyes beside her fireplace. But Anna pressed one hand over her mouth. You were a wolf. Peter remained still. And now you're... She gestured helplessly. You're the man who found me. Peter nodded. I am. Anna's mind raced. Why didn't you tell me before? Why didn't you come to the cabin as a man that first night? I almost didn't let you inside. I couldn't. Peter's voice was rough, almost as though speaking still felt unfamiliar. When you protected me after the bear attack, that was the first time I had been human in 3 years. Anna stared. She tried to combine the wolf she knew with the man before her. Then she noticed familiar details. The way Peter tilted his head, the scar across his shoulder, the exact stillness with which he watched her. This is insane. Peter tilted his head again. Anna almost laughed. Then her eyes dropped. Her face instantly heated. You're naked. Peter looked down at himself as though he had forgotten. Clothes don't transform with us. He sounded almost amused. Anna hurried to the bed, grabbed a blanket and thrust it toward him while staring determinedly at the ceiling. Here. Peter took it. After several seconds, Anna risked looking again. He had wrapped the blanket around his waist. His chest remained bare. The scar from the bear attack crossed his left shoulder. It'll heal, Peter said. Anna looked at the scar. Like Frost's leg? Kara. Anna frowned. Peter smiled. My sister. The wolf you saved. Frost is your sister? Her name is Kara. Anna absorbed that. She can do this too? She can shift between human and wolf. At least she could before 3 years ago. Anna looked at him sharply. What happened 3 years ago? Peter's face darkened. Humans discovered what we were. He looked away. They came with guns, traps. Anna immediately remembered the steel jaws embedded in Kara's leg. My father was killed. 2 others died too. Anna covered her mouth. I'm sorry. I became Alpha after my father died. Peter lowered his gaze to his hands. It became my responsibility to protect whoever remained. His jaw tightened. I was angry, bitter. I decided humans could never be trusted again. Anna understood that feeling more than she wanted to admit. There was a man I had heard about, Peter continued, a man capable of granting wishes. Anna blinked. Like a genie? Peter gave her a brief look. Something like that. Despite everything, Anna almost smiled. I found him because I wanted to protect my pack. Peter's expression hardened at the memory. He agreed to grant my wish. There would be a price. What kind of price? He warned me not to do it. Peter grimaced. I didn't listen. Anna waited. What did you wish for? Peter looked directly at her. I wished that my pack could never be detected by humans. I wanted us protected from human violence and betrayal, for as long as I decided that protection was necessary. Anna nodded slowly. She understood the desire to disappear, to build walls so strong that nobody could ever hurt you again. And the price? Peter smiled without humor. What I valued most. Anna leaned closer. What was that? My absolute certainty that humans could not be trusted. She frowned. I thought he would take my strength, Peter explained. Maybe my authority. Something obvious. He shook his head. Instead, he took away the completeness of my hatred. I don't understand. The wish trapped us in wolf form. Peter looked down at his human hands. As wolves, humans would see nothing except animals. No one could recognize us for what we truly were. He ran a hand through hair streaked with silver. But because the magician took my absolute mistrust as payment, he left a weakness in the spell, a way for it eventually to break. Anna's mind began assembling the pieces. When you stopped believing every human was dangerous. Peter nodded. The exact condition was that humans would be unable to detect us for as long as I deemed it necessary. His voice grew quieter. I believed that would mean forever. He stepped closer. Then you came. Me? Yes. Peter's amber eyes darkened. Who else would open her door to injured wolves in the middle of a blizzard? Another step. Who else would willingly put herself within reach of predators because one of them was hurt? Anna's breathing changed. You weren't dangerous. I could have been. Peter's voice softened. You had no way of knowing what I was. Anna swallowed. I have good instincts. A faint smile touched Peter's mouth. I suppose you do. His hand lifted toward her face. He hesitated, then gently moved a strand of hair away from her cheek. Your instincts saved both of us, me and Kara. Anna looked at him. Is that why you kept visiting? Peter's hand remained close. Because you were grateful? No. The answer came immediately. I kept coming back because I couldn't stay away. Anna remembered every afternoon. Silver sitting in the snow. Silver listening beside the fireplace. Silver arriving through storms. The one-sided conversations. Except they had never really been one-sided. Peter had heard everything. He knew her fears, her memories, her loneliness. Her loneliness. In some ways, this man knew her better than anyone alive. So what broke the curse? Anna felt suddenly exposed beneath his gaze. What changed? You. Peter didn't hesitate. When the bear attacked, I was injured. You threw yourself over me. Anna remembered. Blood. Snow. Her body covering Silver's. You were willing to die protecting a wolf. Peter moved closer. Protecting me. Anna's chest tightened. In that moment, I understood that not every human was my enemy. He lifted his hand and gently cupped her cheek. I didn't need to hide from all of humanity anymore. Anna leaned unconsciously into his touch. The spell ended because I no longer believed hiding was necessary. His thumb moved softly over her cheek. You broke through years of fear and hatred with one act of compassion. Peter's amber eyes held hers. Warm, familiar. The same eyes that had watched over her through lonely winter evenings. Something frozen inside Anna seemed to melt. I think I started falling in love with you the night you bandaged my sister's leg. His voice caught slightly. You had no idea what we were. You had no reason to trust us, and you helped anyway. Anna's heart pounded. Then why didn't you tell me at the hospital? Her fingers reached toward the silver streaks in his hair. When I looked at you, I knew something felt familiar, but you left. Because you're human. Peter wrapped his arms gently around her waist. A human living among shifters can face dangers you've never imagined. His forehead rested against hers. Their breaths mingled. A life with shifters. A life? Anna leaned back enough to see him. A small smile touched her lips. You've already decided you're going to love me for an entire lifetime. Peter didn't smile. His expression became completely serious. I know I'll never love anyone else the way I love you. The certainty in his voice stole Anna's breath. That's why I walked away from the hospital. Because if I stayed, and something happened between us. His hands framed her face. I knew I would never be able to let you go again. Tears filled Anna's eyes. Not because she was sad, because the creature who had watched over her when she could barely trust the world had loved her with the same fierce devotion she had slowly begun to feel for him. Anna closed the remaining distance. She kissed him. The first touch of their lips was gentle, almost a question. Then Peter's arms tightened around her. The kiss deepened. Anna wrapped her arms around his neck and threaded her fingers through his silver-streaked hair. One by one, the last walls around her heart gave way. When they finally separated, both were breathless. Wonder shone in Peter's eyes. I've wanted to hold you like this for months, he whispered. It still doesn't feel real. It's real. Anna traced the lines of his shoulders. For the first time since the terrible night on the train, she felt completely at home. Not only in the cabin, not only beside Peter, inside herself. The fear that had followed her for months no longer controlled every breath. Something warmer had taken its place. Hope. Both Anna and Peter had retreated from the world after being betrayed. Both had believed isolation was the only safe choice. And somehow, in a frozen mountain cabin, they had found their way back through each other. Outside, a wolf howled beneath the winter moon. Anna smiled against Peter's shoulder. Now she understood the sound differently. It wasn't a cry of loneliness. It was a song of belonging.